Hey guys, sorry for the slight delay there. YouTube actually locked me out of the of the page, and it's now saying that my streaming data is bad, but I don't think that's the case. I'm sending it pretty fast, to be honest. So if you notice any lag, can you let me know? Can you also let me know you can hear me and you can hear Ableton? If you can let me know you can hear all that, that'd be great. Good news. Good news, you can hear me and see me. Okay, so today we're going to look at we're going to look at arranging and automating this track. Obviously we've got a lot of elements already in this track that we've put together, but we need to start thinking about making, how they're going to make sense in a complete arrangement. So first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to set up some scenes to get this stuff making sense, because at the moment we have done a few actually. We started already, but I'm going to start again just to recap where we're going. So I'm going to start this as my first scene here. I'm going to start this as begin here. This is just going to be the starting point for my track. So I'm going to need a few elements in there. So I think I'm going to go. Actually, before we get the kick in, let's get this breakbeat that we filtered in. That's a nice starting point actually. So this track's going to begin like this. I'm going to create another scene in there. Just going to insert a scene there, and what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to get the stock clip off that there, and then I'm going to put a kick in there. So now we can start like this, and then we can drop the kick in. Still a bit peaky, that, for my liking. I'm going to maybe take the mids out of that a little bit. It's a little bit of a peaky sound to that. That's better. Okay, and now I'm going to just start introducing elements one by one. So let's see what works next. Either there. And let's get that reverse kick in there right from the beginning as well. Maybe the clap. Bring that level down on that reverse kick. So for this part of it, I'm just going to loop a little bit of this breakbeat for this part and change the colour, because I only want a little. Let's have a little half bar. Let's see what that sounds like. Yeah, that's nice. We can expand that out later, so I'm just going to change the colour of that now. And then I'm going to bring the hi-hat. Hi-hat in there. And then I'm going to drop everything out apart from the breakbeat. And then I'm going to bring the bass line in. After I bring that back in, actually, I think is probably the best place. So I'm going to copy this scene here. Alt and C, just copy that down like that. But add the bass line in. So now we're going to go from... I'm going to turn the volume down on the face. And maybe what we can do here actually is put a scene in here where we can fade the filter out of that breakbeat. So we've got that breakbeat like that. I'm going to go to auto filter. And I'm going to go to auto filter frequency. And I'm going to go to keep it on linked. But I'm going to swap this round. So now we've over those 8 bars. I'm going to bring that filter right down on that. So now, that should have reached its top limit by then. We have we'll let that rise all the way up. And that's going to fade out now. And then we're going to... And let's get some kind of one of these vocal effects for that little mini break as well. So now we have maybe I'll bring that one in there. So we're just trying to bring in some elements now. I can leave that breakbeat all the way down like that. Maybe bring it up little bits. And let's start thinking about introducing some of the other elements in here. So that's, we already have a stab, I think, with the filter on it. Maybe we do. So I'm going to make another one of these. There we go, that's got a filter on it already. So maybe I just introduce that straight after the breakdown. So we go, and this has got an auto filter sweep on it. Maybe start a bit lower. And I'm going to go. Let's do another scene where all that stuff gets introduced. I'm just going to capture and insert that there. And let's bring that string in next, I think. Let's have a little listen to that. See what other elements we've got. We've got nearly everything in there. Let's get these other reversed elements in here now. Now I'm going to think about the breakdown now. So we've got that arc that I want to use in the breakdown. So that was this one. So let's think about this breakdown now. Let's keep this going as well, actually. We're going to get rid of these there. Maybe it's quite nice to just drop to that. Oh, that's nice. And now I'm going to put in a simple, I'm going to use that riser that we made in the last masterclass. Put a snare roll in there as well. So let's put that in there like that. And then I'm going to make a nice little snare roll. So I'm just going to go to my core kit here. I'm going to go 909 core kit. I'm going to create a MIDI channel here. And then I'm just going to drop this into MIDI channel. Let me just check in on the YouTube, make sure everything's still running as it should be. Good, all running, all good. It's great news. Okay, so right, we've got this. So let's make a little snare roll with a little bit of in-scene automation. And so I'm just going to do a really simple snare roll for our breakdown. And then let's bring that I could obviously do this a lot easier by just hitting the draw and then going like that. And I've got and let me do this, a volume sweep on this. Now, much better than automating the volume faders, because that could get you in trouble when you're doing a mix, is automating the utility here. So I'm going to grab my utility here like that. I'm going to drop that in there, and I'm going to automate the gain on this utility, and I'm going to make this a nice little 8-bar. Just make this the gain, 8-bar. Can make this a nice little 8-bar. Do I have to make this much longer than 8 bars? Nice little 8-bar volume sweep on this. So we've got a nice 8-bar breakdown. You can make it longer if you wanted, but I'm just going to go for a nice short 8-bar breakdown. So now we've got this. And now I'm going to go back into this, but I'm going to actually have that breakbeat fading up again. So now I've done a very basic rough arrangement. All I've done is I've tried to put scenes in order of how I want them to go, basically. Let's have a little listen to this one. You want to get rid of this? So I've got that first breakbeat in there riding up. So now I've got those rough scenes in. All that's left for me to do really, before I go into my range, is I'm going to put my global quantize on 4 bars here. And I'm going to start the beginning here, like this. I'm going to make sure it loops off here. And then I'm just going to simply hit record. Leave this to roll for a little bit. Get that hi-hat in there.
Check it out.
And I made a little mistake in there. That doesn't matter because I'm going to edit all this stuff afterwards. You can see everything I'm doing now is just getting recorded in. I'm looking for about a 4-minute track, so I'm going to go into the breakdown quite soon now. Going to bring that ARP in just for the breakdown actually. Maybe I could leave it in after the breakdown. Leave this run, and now I can do some extra stuff if I want, like drop the kick out for a little bit. Drop another vocal in. And then, if we've got quite a meaty track, 3-minute, I can go towards outro now a little bit.
Check it out.
And then just go to a blank scene if I have got one. And there we go. Very, very quick, easy way to arrange a track. And if I go back here now and I hit my orange button, everything that I've done now is being recorded in for me to edit. So it's a really easy way. All that automation that I've done is now ready to be tweaked if I'm not happy with the way it goes. Just go into my frequency there and you can see all that automation is there. And for me, that's a very, very quick, easy way of, you know, getting a track laid down quick. So let's have a little lesson. Let's start looking at some ways we can edit it to make it a little bit more interesting. So for example, you know, sometimes the subtle little things can really make all the difference. So before I'm going to drop this hi-hat in, I'm just going to drop these two kick drums out. So we have a little bit of a snap break there, like that. Little things like that can make a big difference. And then we could perhaps add an extra kick drum when it kicks in. And adding the little elements like this all the time can really help to keep this stuff interesting, you know. Sometimes it's just, you know, putting it, let me undo draw envelope, I don't want to be doing that. Sometimes it's just doing the little things. Look, like my Ableton has been a pain in the ass. Excuse my French. Let me take that off and let me take automation off. Sometimes it's doing the little things that can really make a big difference. So we've cut out a kick drum from there and we've put a double kick drum in there. So now it sounds like this. So putting those little subtle variations in can really make a big difference throughout a track. And you know what? I noticed I forgot to put the clap in, so that's a good thing. So now I've forgot to put the clap in, so I can now just copy and paste that clap from there. And let's bring the clap in here. Seems like a good place actually. So did that go in? Nope. So let me just grab that again, copy and paste that clap, Command and C, Command V, there we go. So now I'm just going to
check it out.
Clap's a bit loud in the mix, so I'm just going to, now I can just drag this clap the whole way through the arrangement. So, you know, this is, I think when you've got that rough arrangement down, the work really begins, you know. It's all good having your basic structure, but it's just the little bits of variation, the you know, the icing on the cake, which really brings the track to life. So, you know, like I've just done that there, that thing there, but I can add little bits like that all the way through the track when I'm introducing a new element. Obviously, I don't have time to do that in the one-to-one because, I mean, in the masterclass, because I'm limited as far as time goes. It takes quite a while to get all this sorted, but I could add another kick drum in there, for example. Drop elements out for a little bit, always works as well. And then do another introduction bit there. So just by doing little subtle things like that throughout your track, you don't have to add anything else to make it interesting. And it's you know, quite often that, you know, in electronic music, and that, you know, the minimalism of electronic music, that's the way to kind of keep it interesting, by making the elements you've got just move around. Add some extra claps in, for example, could reintroduce that even nicer. So once again, similar thing that I did on the kick drum, but just go in and grab that clap like that and just, you know, so we got, let's turn that 4 bars off now. Subtle little things like that all the way through can really just add that movement to your track. Automation on effects. So for example, this stab here. Getting some extra delay on it in points. And then once you've done a little effect like those, you know, those claps or something to introduce something, you could use them again. So I could use that clap to take me into the breakdown, that one that I did. So let me just copy this from here. There we go, copy that from there, and then we're going into the breakdown now. Maybe I'll double that one up now. Maybe drop the kick out for a little bit there. Short little. And then take the hat out as we go into the breakdown. So we have this now. So we're just like. And I noticed that this riser went up far too quickly, so I can then go and look at the riser, the analog rise that we did. So let me look at the filter on this. We wanted it to go much slower than that actually. So let me bring that over to here like that and see. Something else that I really like to do in breakdowns is put a little bit of space in there. So I could just go down here, delete everything for one bar, riser everything, snare everything, and just let me delete that. Why is it not letting me delete that? Frustrating. Come on in. There we go. One bar of everything. It's quite a long break to have. Right, so now we've got nothing in there, so we've got this little breakdown that does. And we can copy the effect across that vocal. And then put that. So let's have a little listen to that again. So doing stuff like that can really just kind of create a bit of you know, tension in the breakdown, or playing with a little bit of silence. So look, I haven't had much time to really go through that stuff, but hopefully I've shown you a few useful tips on how to get a track arranged pretty quickly and then to start chopping into it to make it a lot more interesting without actually adding anything, just using the elements you've got to start making things a bit more interesting. But I'm going to head over to YouTube now and see if you guys are ready to fire some questions at me. I know there's only 5 people in, but I'm sure you guys have got some questions for me. Guys, any questions for me, please? Hmm. Okay, so no questions at all on arrangement or automation. Okay, guys, well, look, if there's no more questions, I'm going to finish this up 10 minutes early. Thank you for watching, and I hope you got something from it, even if you didn't give any feedback. Thank you very much. Cheers. Bye.